Hello and welcome back to another video here on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know, from understanding spawn logic, to setting up spawn traps, to reading spawns, to anti-ing spawns, and many other things. The map we're going to be focusing on is for the demonstration will in fact be Shipment in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. With this logic, it can be implemented on other maps. Just a little bit of an FYI, the bigger the maps are in this game, the harder it is to in fact spawn trap, unless it's a fixed game mode such as Capture the Flag, Demolition, or Escort. Basically objective based game modes such as that are game modes of which where you can spawn trap based off of those type of game modes. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys every single possible shipment spawn trap there is as of right now and currently in the game. Down below in the description will be timestamps for every single thing I'm going to be talking about. So if there is in fact something you already know about, by all means, check the other pieces of content out. This video is going to have so much information in it. A lot of information people don't really know about. The concept of this video is to be extremely informative to help you out and make you a better player. Now, disclaimer, I know a lot of people say spawn trapping takes no skill whatsoever, but from someone such as myself who has been in this community for a really long time, I'm just going to argue with that and say it does in fact take skill, especially if you are playing against a team that knows what they're doing. It is pretty difficult, but once you are able to fight your way into the control of whatever map you're playing to trap them in their spawn, that does take skill. Especially if you're an experienced player, such as myself, this should be something you put on your Call of Duty information list, because a lot of people don't really know a lot of this information. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Understanding spawn logic. Alright, so understanding spawn logic. What is it? Well, spawn logic can be a plethora of things. This is what spawn logic is. Essentially, whatever game modes, whatever maps that you're playing, regardless if it's an objective-based or non-objective-based game mode, every single one that's in the game right now has set spawn points, right? So when you're playing Kill Confirm, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Demolition, Capture the Flag, or whatever game mode it may be, just know with the game modes that have objectives in them, there are going to be spawns for those objectives. With the game modes that don't have objectives in them, such as Kill Confirm and Team Deathmatch, them two spawns work similar with one another. With them two game modes, spawns work extremely similar. Now, with this whole segment right here, I'm not going to go through every single map for the spawn logic on all of them, because that right there would this video would probably be like 10 hours long, just explaining everything you can do on these maps, and I really don't want to create a 10-hour long video. But down below in the comment section will in fact be areas for you guys to vote on certain maps and see which ones you guys would want to know more information about, to where I can do a deep dive in it and help you understand the maps a whole lot better. I would highly recommend if you do that, especially if these type of videos are videos that are helping you get a better understanding of the game. So with that being said, let's get back into it. So with the spawn logic in the game, you have to understand. Let's use Domination as an example. There are 3 flags, A, B, and C. Whatever flag you capture, your spawns are going to be correlated to that flag's objective, right? For instance, in Domination, if you just capture B flag and leave C flag white to where you didn't capture it and they have another flag, right? They have A flag. Your spawns are going to be on B spawns, not C spawns, B spawns. And B spawns can be different for every single map. For C or A spawns, it can be really different. But one thing you do have to understand is there are flip spawns for all the flags. Once you're playing these maps while having UAVs or advanced UAVs up, you get the reads for the flips. And there are ways in which that you can either counter the flips or control the flips. I've been testing over the past week with a lot of the friends of mine that have been playing with me, and we found out that Wilsons in Sentry mode, Sentry Guns, and Guardians can in fact block flip spawns. It only works for flip spawns though, but not the main spawns, which is kind of weird in my opinion. And the way that you control the spawns is very simple. On Emergency the other day, my friend Art found out that if you put a Wilson in Sentry mode a little bit away from one of the main flip spawns, they will not spawn there the entire time that Wilson is there. I found out that if you put a sentry gun or a guardian directly on top of the spawn point or the flip spawn point facing inward toward it, the enemies will not spawn on top of it, and the game will force them to be flipped in another location. So let's put this in retrospect, shall we? You get a Wilson on one side, you find all the other flip spawns to where you can force them. We were having them spawn in the center of the map in the bathroom. That was a really cool thing that we found out, and if we had a lot of people on our team running guardians and sentry guns to help us block these spawns, who knows what we could do by forcing them in certain locations. In old Call of Duties, you were able to do this with sentry guns and stuff, and with this information found, it will most certainly be able to be used on bigger maps, of course. Now, smaller maps such as Shipment, I don't think it could work that well, simply because that map has been compressed down with all the spawn points, and it's just going to force spawn wherever it really wants to. But on other maps like Emergency, Doss House, and all these other ones, you could probably finesse and figure something out really nice to where you can force spawns in a certain spot to where you can actually get attempts of breaking world records. Now with the spawn logic, the game's very simple. Figure out where you're spawning at on your team, because that really is going to be the enemy spawn points when they hold that objective. And when you have your UAVs and advanced UAVs up, take a moment, take a step back, open up your TAC map for the people that don't really know how to do that. You press the middle button on your controller, go over to menus, and you'll see the whole TAC map of the map that you're playing. If you have an advanced UAV up, just get read. Start understanding how the spawns work for that location, right? So with that information being gathered, right, you will be able to get a better understanding on how the spawns work. Now, there are a lot of things that you could do that can make these spawns work more in your favor. You can find spawn locations to where you can shoot through a wall, shoot through an object, or even find an angle to where you can shoot it and not have you shooting at that location have an issue with it. You know what I mean? To where it doesn't cause them to spawn in a different location. And there are parts of the map that can be worked like that. But you have to have your teammates in certain positions, also potentially with Wilsons and or sentry guns or guardians. So that's going to be the segment for understanding spawn logic. I know it's somewhat vague, like I did state, but you have to understand, I don't want to make a 10-hour long video breaking down every single map in the game. I know it would be nice to have that type of information on hand, but I would like to know what type of maps you guys would want to see, because I will most certainly do a deep dive on these maps in certain game modes to help you guys get a better understanding of the spawn logic of them. So down below in the comment section, please tell me what kind of maps that you are having issues with, or that you're either intrigued by understanding the spawn logic of, and I will most certainly get to work on understanding them myself. Now, I would do this to the most liked ones, of course, to where I know what the community would really want to see, rather than doing every single map in the game, for every single game mode, and everything else in between. So, with that being said, let's go and get right into the next segment. Shipment Kill Confirm Trap. So on screen right now is the map Shipment. We're going to be breaking down the Kill Confirm Trap for this map. Now, you can force them to spawn in one location, and that location is the crate on the right side of the map. Now, setting this spawn trap up is very easy. Hardest part is getting set up with the very first juggernaut you need. You need a juggernaut in the spawn trap to basically send a consistent line of fire toward the left side of the crate. Now, you want the first juggernaut at C flag, head glitching the barrel right here. The reason why you want the first juggernaut here is to make sure that they cannot cross left into their spawn. Now, when you got the first juggernaut in, getting the second juggernaut is very crucial. You're going to have the second juggernaut up by A flag, to where you can have bullets being shot in front of the crate, to where you can have them basically not getting past the first line, but forcing them to spawn in one crate. Now, you can basically get some world record gameplays with this by forcing them in that one crate, to where you can finesse and use certain weapons that you originally could not be able to use due to limitations with the equipment or weapons in the game. Now, while you have both of these juggernauts active, you will need a floater. Floaters are people that are used to basically sit stationary to maneuver around on the map. These floaters are extremely crucial to spawn trapping, and these are the people that will not get that many kills. But if you're going for gameplays, for content, these people will be playing a crucial role in the development of that gameplay. So with 2 other players in the map, these are going to be your run and gun type players. They both can help the juggernaut in the top left corner by shooting enemies that are potentially shooting back at them, or throwing trophy systems for that person. But these 2 people are going to be very, very crucial for helping the person who is going for a world's first or a world record gameplay. Now, when I say that, I mean world's first challenge that has a lot of issues in game that you can't get on your own. Now, with all 3 of these players, the floater and the 2 people that are going to run and gun, preferably all 3 of them use ammo crates. For any challenge that is happening, these people will be the ones to help the yellowed highlighted person. Now, that yellow highlighted person does not need to sit in that spot specifically. They can maneuver anywhere on the map other than the areas that I will be putting in red. These are the areas you don't want nobody to cross over, because if so, spawns will flip and they will spawn to the right of the juggernaut that's at the bottom right side of the screen. Alright, so welcome back. So the class setup you will in fact use to anti that spawn trap is the one I'm about to show you here on screen here in 1 second. I was just in a private match with my friend Tintin, and he helped me get some footage of how many thermites it takes to kill both a juggernaut and a Wilson. This is very, very, very important information when it comes to anti-ing a spawn, is knowing how many of certain items can either disable or destroy a piece of equipment, kill streak, or item in the game. Was this riot shield class. I had the riot shield, the storm mender, 2 smoke grenades, 2 thermites, smoke airdrop, ordnance gloves, lightweight boots, and EOD padding. The reason why this class setup is really good is because you get the EOD padding, which is extra protection from explosives off a spawn, which is huge. You get lightweight boots for moving a little bit faster, and ordnance gloves for throwing your equipment and everything faster. Smoke airdrop will help you smoke out the area, especially for trying to get out of the spawn point. Smoke grenades are nice too, to do the same exact thing. Thermites, solid. Storm mender, that's basically for air or Wilson or sentry guns. Them 3 will in fact be affected by the storm mender, and the more people you have on your team using a similar class to this, the better it will be for you to get out of that spawn point or to get rid of these kill streaks. Now, just so you know, the storm mender does do 1 damage per shot. So if you do actually get a kill with it, it's because that person was extremely weak in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll some gameplay footage now of this class setup, showing you guys what it does. Essentially giving you a tutorial on how things could work. Now, I'd be honest with you, it would be really difficult because you will have a lot of people shooting into the spawn point. But if you have some of your teammates, of course, using thermites at least with smoke grenades, or just thermites helping you attempting to destroy these kill streaks, that is all that matters. Juggernaut, it takes 2. Wilson, it takes 1 for thermites. It takes 10 shots with the storm mender on the Wilson. I didn't really see how many it took for the sentry gun, but I know at 1 shot on the sentry gun it'll disable it, and that's more than enough for you to either attempt to destroy it or move somewhere else on the map. So further ado, let's go ahead and roll the clips. Alright, so here we go. We're pulling up the screen for the smoke drone, the field upgrade that I recommended you using. This is the reason why I recommend you using it. As you could see, it's going to smoke out the entire area. If you throw in a few additional smokes, just like how we just did, it's really smoky. Only person seeing through this is someone with the thermal sight or using enhanced vision goggles. So if you are in fact in a spawn trap in this container, this right here is a really cool method to distort your enemies. So in this segment right here, you see me shooting the Wilson with the storm mender. It takes 10 shots. The very first shot will distort it and slow it down. You don't really have to sit there for 10 shots. You could just shoot it and throw a thermite, as you can see in this clip right here. 1 thermite will destroy the Wilson. It takes some time, but it destroyed it. Now in this clip right here is the very first placement of the Juggernaut. Of course, you see me throwing some smoke grenades. Now, like I stated earlier, it will be a little difficult because someone will be to your right there mid-map, or even to the right on the other side of mid-map shooting into your spawn. It will be very difficult to get out the spawn point, of course, but if you press your TAC map, which I'm showing in the next segment, and you ping where the Juggernaut is, you don't have to go all the way up to them through the smoke to be able to throw your thermite at them, as you're about to see here in a moment. Now, it does take 2 thermites to destroy a Juggernaut. The first thermite I threw was in the first segment with the Juggernaut, and the second thermite I threw was the one you just seen. It takes 2, just for clarification. Shipment Hardpoint Trap. Alright, so showing up on screen right now are in fact all the possible hardpoint location spawns for hardpoint on shipment. Every single hardpoint location will have a dedicated spawn point for you and the enemy players. Just know that your placement on the map as well as your teammates will predict where either you're going to spawn or enemy is going to spawn. And in this segment, I'm going to be showing you every spawn location for each hardpoint. Alright, so getting right into it, one thing I would like to say is with every single one of these hardpoint segments, please just pause so you can get the readout for how this map layout is going to play. Now, like I did state, every single location of a hardpoint is going to have correlated spawns to it, but all the spawns do work similar, especially with flip spawns and everything else like that. With hardpoint on shipment, you basically want control of all 4 corners of the map, and preferably having 2 people running around middle to catch people spawning on the flip spawns. Now, going on screen right now are in fact all the possible spawn locations for this hardpoint location. Alright, so for the second hardpoint spawn location, similar to the first one, you do in fact want control of all 4 corners, but you don't really need to sit in all 4 corners. The main spawns for this one are going to be on the hardpoint to the right and down and to the left. A flip location for it is in that corner spawn in the bottom right corner, but you don't really have to worry about that one because you can set up outside of this and force them to spawn in 3 locations mainly, and the 4th one you just watch as a flip. So the third point on shipment, the main spawn points are going to be on the hard point in the top right and left side corner. The top left hand corner is going to be a flip spawn location. Now, as I keep on saying flip spawn locations, these are the areas to where you want your sentry guns to be placed on the map. You want them to be facing either inward toward the spawn locations, blocking them flip spawns, or attempting to at least, or setting up on the perimeter or the outside of it, cause them to die instantly while you have someone around that area to clean up anyone that did not die by the sentry guns. Alright, so with the 4th location here on shipment for hardpoint, the spawns are pretty similar to the past previous ones. The main spawn is going to be on the hardpoint objective, then it's going to spawn to the right and to the left of it. The top right corner of it will in fact be a flip spawn location. For this one, I would recommend having someone rotate middle, like I have in the past few demonstrations on screen. The reason why is there are going to be spawn locations in crates. Alright, so for this very last location for the shipment spawn trapping on the 5th area, the main spawn location is on the objective. Then the 2 secondary spawn locations are on the bottom right and the top left. And then the flip spawn location is on the bottom left corner of the map. Alright, just a little bit of a heads up. When you have total control of the map, they will in fact spawn in the crates in the center. On the middle crate, you can shoot through this wall. And on the other crate, where there's actually 3 spawn locations, you can shoot through that wall as well. Just make sure you're using armor-piercing rounds. Shipment DOM TRAP. Alright, so finally getting into domination, we're going to be focusing on the A spawn trap. Now, there's a few different ways you could set this up, and I will be posting them here on screen so you guys can have an idea on how to in fact set this trap up. This trap is extremely nice. A and C trap on this map, literally, you can run this map for 20 minutes at a time, potentially getting the opportunity of breaking world record gameplays. Now, one thing I will say, I will be posting after A and C trap how to anti this spawn trap. This spawn trap is not hard to break. It can just be very annoying getting the people out of it to where you can maneuver into center map. Center map control is most certainly the most important thing you can do on this map. If you get B flag, you control the map. That is the truth. So expect there to be a tutorial on how to break the spawn trap, because it is possible. You're just going to have to suffer for a little bit until you're able to get control of it. Alright, so we're going to be getting into how to break out of the spawn. Now, unfortunately, I don't have no one to help me right now to give a demonstration with video footage, but I'm going to go into a private match and I'm going to show you what you're going to have to do to break the spawn, because it will in fact get very annoying, because you will be getting shot from many different directions, compared to the kill confirm spawn trap where you could in fact control kind of how you would exit your spawn. This one, you're spawning and dying instantly. So it's all going to matter about how fast you can get a thermite onto the Juggernaut or Wilson. That's going to be your biggest objective for breaking the spawn trap. Now, you have to realize these kill streaks do loop. So if you've been being spawn trapped for a moment by a Juggernaut or Wilson, just know they got another one waiting for you. So get them thermites ready and yell at your team to put thermites on, because that's how you're going to break the initial start of the spawn trap. Now, after you do get rid of the score streaks for the spawn trap, now you're going to have to get very toxic and spam smoke grenades and gas grenades everywhere. And this is the class that you're going to be using to do so. So similar to the kill confirm class that I did show, after you kill the Juggernaut and kill the Wilson, right, to where you are not getting any cues that any of them are on the map, then next thing you're going to have to focus on is the sentry guns. Now, I would recommend using a Stormender. Just shoot them once to disable them, to either maneuver into mid-map to try to attempt to gather control of it. And while you're doing that, spamming smoke grenades and gas grenades are going to be your biggest friends, because it's going to distort your enemies and also upset them in the process. Also, using the grenade launcher, shooting in mid-map and, you know, before they're able to enter mid-map, also using mortar strike, precision airstrike, and other things like that will also upset the people on the other team, especially for mid-map control. Because once you get the mid-map control, looking at the diagram that I did show on screen earlier, for whatever flag that you're fighting to trap them into to regain control of the map, that's a setup you're going to have to attempt to do. Now, I'll be honest, it does get very, very difficult playing against people that know what they're doing, but it most certainly is possible. And this is just a base class setup for it. One thing I'd recommend using is tac mask, ordnance gloves, and other things. But of course, by all means, you don't have to use this class setup specifically. There's setups you can use as well, such as, I believe, engineer vest, right? Because you'll be able to get 2 gears. So you'll be able to do EOD padding and tac mask, which is perfect. You'll have 2 smoke grenades or gas grenades that you'll be able to use, but you won't be able to spam any equipment, such as grenades, which will be very, very useful for regaining that center map control. But that's basically what you're going to have to do. Now, it can get very difficult. I will be honest with you. So let me go ahead and show you what you're going to have to do in game, right? Alright, so the timer is counting down, of course, and I'm just going to set up in the spawn. We're going to do C spawn first, and then we're just going to do A spawn. It's very easy on what to do. It's just how you're going to get it done is going to be the most difficult part, right? So, another thing, you can use demolition vest. This is a really good vest to use. Granted, you do get 1 less tactical, so there's a lot of different vests you can use. So we're going to go over to C flag real quick. Granted, we're not in hardcore, but that method can work for both hardcore and core. The Juggernaut will be standing right here or right here, right? That's spawn killing you on this side of the map. Whenever you spawn and you've died by them a few times, look in the direction with the riot shield that they're shooting you from, because once you look at them, you are going to be their main focus. They're going to attempt to kill you right away, because you got your riot shield. Your teammates, if they are also using thermites, can use you as cover and hit the Juggernaut with a thermite. Now, in hardcore, it does take 2. I'm not really sure how many it takes in core, but I'm pretty sure it won't take that much. Now, I know in core and hardcore, the Wilson shares the same health, so you'll be able to actually destroy the Wilson in 1 shot, which is worth it, right? So after you break the spawn right here, then you're going to have to start blinding their lines of sight. For C flag, this right here, and this right here are their 3 lines of sight into your spawn. If you got people spamming smoke grenades right there, and right there, or you're using a smoke drone, you could just smoke this whole part of the map right here. It'll give you and your team the opportunity to getting into middle map. Now, once you get into middle map, this is where things get really hectic. So you're going to have to be throwing smoke grenades, gas grenades. If you're going on from the C flag side into the A flag side, throw gas grenades right here and right here. It's going to slow them down and distort them before they turn this corner. Also, spam grenades right here and right there, both RGL and sticky or whatever piece of equipment that you can, thermites, you know what I mean? Just to weaken them before they turn the corner. that is one thing I most certainly will say to get mid-map control. Now once you got mid-map control and a home flag, now what you do is you set up for the C flag trap going into A flag when they own it. You want 2 people here, you want 2 people here. Then you want someone to try to get into A spawn on this side. If not, that's fine. Just you want to make sure you have mid-map control and the 2 lanes on the outer edge, and you should be fine with the spawn trap. And once you guys start getting your kill streaks and stuff, you get a Wilson in their spawn or a Juggernaut. But before the Juggernaut, get the first Juggernaut over here to control this whole lane, and then you'll just get the second Juggernaut in here and you'll just tear the lobby up. Then you place your sentry guns, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 back here on top of this box for C flag. You can place a sentry right here, but you have to climb up from this side. If you don't climb up from this side, you will be capturing C flag. So make sure you place it right on top, right here. And it is possible. I've done it multiple times helping friends get world record gameplays, but you have to place a sentry gun here or right here. One of the two. It's not really recommended. Either one works. It's all about preference. And that's basically it. You just farm your kills, change your class setup, and just spawn trap them. Spawn trap them, get your kills, get your nukes, get whatever it is that you want to get. And yeah, that's basically it for this side. Now let's go ahead and focus on the other side. So let me change teams real quick. So same thing, right? They got B flag, or yeah, so they got B flag and you guys got A flag. Alright, so we got A flag here, right? We're being spawn trapped into an oblivion, right? We're going to be spawning all around the outer part right here and in this crate, and then there's like a partial spawn right here where you can spawn at times. It does happen, but that only happens when someone is right here in this corner, right? That only happens when someone is in this corner where you can get a spawn point right there, but it happens every so often. So the Juggernaut will be right here, and back there. That's a second Juggernaut. So just like before, you're going to spawn in, look in the direction of the Juggernaut. Your teammates are going to have to play a crucial role in this to help you. They're going to take cover behind you most likely and hit the Juggernaut. That's either right there or right there with the thermite. And now once that Juggernaut's dead, you either got to focus on the Wilson, which, you know, will take 1 thermite. You're totally fine. A good combo, like I said, shoot it with this once, then hit it with a thermite, they get destroyed in no time. And then after you get rid of this Juggernaut, your main focus is this Juggernaut on over here. Because once you get control of this side, you basically have control of this lane. You will need 2 people right here and 2 people right here. Once you get these 2 corners set, but before you do that, you know, you get control of this side, then you control this right here, then your team has to make a push for mid-map, just like before. So throw your smoke grenades, throw a gas grenade here and a gas grenade right there. Spam your equipment just like before, just like that, to get control. And once you got control of mid-map, then you guys can go and do everything you got to do. Just like shown in the demonstration, you will need someone right here, someone on this head glitch right here. You'll need a sentry gun right here. You need a sentry gun right here. 1 in each mid-map. 1 on A flag if they ever do break out. And then you'll need a Juggernaut or a Wilson in their spawn point right around here. And that's how you basically set the traps up. Breaking the spawn traps are in fact the hardest part of this whole thing. But once you get it down and once you communicate with your team, regardless if they're randoms or people that you play with on a daily basis, you guys will then begin to understand the whole concept of getting a spawn trap. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for the whole demonstration for spawn trapping on Shipment. It is one of the smallest maps, but you can learn a lot from this video. Every single map has different spawn points, every single map has different flips, and everything else there and in between. And like I did state earlier on in the video a few times, please comment down below what maps that you guys would like me to figure out the spawn points for and make a detailed video such as this for it. I don't mind doing it. I actually do enjoy making very demonstrative videos like this because it helps people learn and become better players. So like I said, the comments down below, just comment the map name with the most likes, and here in a few weeks I will make another video similar to this for that map. If you did enjoy this video or even learn anything, please hit that subscribe button. I did put a lot of work into this, close to about, I want to say 10 hours got put into making this video, so please show some love. I really do appreciate it and help me get closer to my sub goal. I really do love you guys, man. It has been sweaty, and I most certainly will see you guys in the next one. Until then, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys. SweatyMop on the grind, never stopping. Clean up the game, flow straight popping, wiping up the mess. Ain't no need to stress, sweating for success, always at your best. SweatyMop, you're the one who's making moves, leaving beats so fresh, setting up the grooves. From the bottom to the top, you climb non-stop, determined and focused. Your energy can't flop. You soak up challenges like a mop in a spill, turning obstacles into thrills, showcasing skills, your rhythms and rhymes. They always intertwine like cleaning up a mess. You make the flow shine. Your verses hit hard like a mop on the floor, dropping wisdom and truth, leaving heads explore. SweatyMop, you're unique, your style is refined, your rap game strong, leaving others behind. So here's to you, SweatyMop, in the rap scene. Your hustle and grind forever supreme. Your mop the game clean, no need to stop. Your legacy carved deep, yeah, that's SweatyMop. Hit that sub button, fool.